Hello everyone, Mitchell Reichut, CEO of June Group. I am here with my friend Peter Horan. And Peter, give us a few minutes about yourself.
Been involved with media and advertising seemingly forever. Started in the advertising agency business, then ran global accounts for International Data Group, doing global media, like 25, 30 country media contracts. In the last 15 years, been running internet companies, About.com, all the IAC media properties, Ask.com, CitySearch, Evite.
So you hear a lot about ad fraud and bots and ghost sites and all this stuff. How much do you think that's really affecting the way advertisers behave, and how much do you think it's affecting the final product?
I think what we're seeing is this sort of swing to either pole. Where you see the ad fraud and bots is mostly at the low-touch, big-reach portion of the market. But simultaneously, what we're seeing more and more is marketers ask for a stronger relationship with the consumer. And they want engagement, and they want to know that there's a real live person paying attention. And so it's almost a very visceral reaction to the rainbird spray and pray approach to advertising.
And so there are a lot of options for advertisers suddenly, probably more than they can count.
It starts and ends with the consumer, to tell you the truth. The old model was predicated on the notion that the scarce commodity was good content, and that whoever had good content could command the consumer's attention. In fact, now it's shifted. There's a lot of content that the consumer finds interesting, and the scarce commodity is their time and attention. And that fundamentally changed the dynamics of the relationship. And so the really smart marketers are the ones who are understanding, again, how to compete for the consumer's time in new ways. The user, again, they're making choices of how they spend their time, what's interesting to them, what's a good return on their time. And if they find it boring, they're out of there quickly. If there's something that's fascinating, they're there for a while. And so marketers need to understand, I think the concept of the value exchange for the consumer's time is changing.
Okay, so one portion of this is the screen upon which it's delivered, and the other facet is how users interact and what they want and what they're willing to tolerate. And on a smaller, more personal device, as you mentioned, to talk a little bit about how those two are shaking out.
The smarter marketers are the ones who are, frankly, creating a more explicit value exchange with the consumer, where, like I said, they understand the consumer's time is scarce, precious, and that consumer is becoming much more aware of how they trade their time for other benefits, goods, services, entertainment. And so marketers, and a lot of the conversation you hear is native integrations, custom content creation. BuzzFeed is really a glorified ad agency.
For brands going into 2016, 2017, mobile advertising, how do I approach it? What can I do to be successful?
For certain demographic groups, if you say that millennials are an important part of your consumer base, for millennials, mobile is the remote control for their life. It's like, they don't, anything that requires them to get on a laptop or, God forbid, a desktop computer is just broken. It's like, so they expect everything to be accessible from their phone, and they're in control.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Thanks, Mitchell.
Okay, pleasure.